Greetings, fellow adults, and welcome to Adulting with Adam. Today, we're making creamy Tuscan chicken breast and oven-roasted asparagus over angel hair pasta. And to do it, we're breaking out the Instant Pot. For this recipe, you'll need 3 to 4 boneless chicken breasts, some nice thick asparagus spears, about 1 cup of fresh baby spinach, some angel hair pasta, I like these capellini bird's nests, 8 cremini mushroom caps, about 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, a white onion, and 4 fresh garlic cloves, a half cup of heavy cream and about 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 3/4 cup of unsalted chicken stock, fresh parmesan, cornstarch, sun-dried tomatoes, Italian seasoning, and olive oil. And as always, sea salt and black pepper. We do have a little bit of prep to do, so we're going to start with peeling and mincing our garlic. Cut off the butts. These are huge, so we're going to cut them in pieces. So the first 4 garlic cloves, we're going to go ahead and just put in this bowl because we're going to use these on the chicken breasts. And this last one we're going to set aside because it's actually going to be used for the asparagus. Now I want to cut up a little bit of this white onion. I'm okay with the sloppy dice if you are. And into the bowl with the garlic. All right, lastly, we want to slice up these mushrooms, probably about like that thick. All right, now we'll get our asparagus ready. Got it in a cooking dish, laid out in basically a single layer. We're gonna just drizzle some olive oil over it, about that much, that's good. And give it a shake to make sure it gets coated well. And then hit it with some sea salt, black pepper. Toss our garlic in there that we are holding. Get that kind of mixed around. We want garlic on, as much of it as we can manage. It's not gonna stick perfectly, but it was a pretty big garlic clove, so we should be okay. And now we're going to use some of this shredded Parmesan and just kind of sprinkle that on there too. That ought to do it. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, so we can set this aside until we're ready to put it in the oven. Okay, now it's time to put a sear on these chicken breasts. So the first thing we want to do is get our Instant Pot set to the saute more setting and let that heat up. And while that's heating up, we can take our chicken breasts over here and season. Okay, you good? All right, and season them with salt and pepper on one side. Okay, it's saying it's hot, so time for some action over here. We're going to throw in about 2 tablespoons of butter and move that around, get the bottom of this thing coated just as quickly as we can. We do not want the butter to burn. And now we're gonna take these chicken breasts and just lay them in here, salt and pepper side down, just long enough to get a nice sear on one side. And now that they're in there happily, we can salt and pepper the other side. And now we just wait patiently. And how are we looking here? Yeah, that's good. Okay, these can be flipped. Okay, these are good to go. Now we're going to toss in our veggies and garlic and stuff. And just because it's looking a little dry to me, I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil. These are cooking down pretty good. We're going to add a little more black pepper and sea salt to our veggies. Just like that. And we're going to throw in our Italian seasonings that we had waiting. Get that stuff stirred up and mixed well. And we're just going to give this about a minute to cook down, just to kind of activate those seasonings a little bit. That is smelling fantastic. And while that's going, we're going to take our chicken stock and our soy sauce, mix them together. That's cooked down. So we're going to turn this off somehow. How do we do that? There we go. We're going to dump this in. Deglazing is just scraping all the brown bits from the chicken off so that it mixes and kind of dissolves into the broth mixture that we just added, because we want all of that chicken flavor. So now we can add our chicken back in, just like so. Just kind of get it nestled down in there. We'll get those meat juices in there too. We want all of that. because that is good stuff too. Now we close this puppy up. Set this on the sealing setting. Not ceiling, but sealing. And set it to manual. And we only want to go for about, down, 4 minutes. We're gonna let this pressure cook for 4 minutes. And while this gets up to pressure and cooks and then slowly releases, we're gonna take care of all our other stuff. Let's get some water boiling for this pasta. Get a big pot of water on high, add some salt, and wait. Right at this point, we're going to put our asparagus in the oven, which has been preheating to 425 degrees. And we're gonna set that timer for, let's say, 10 minutes. It may take longer than that, but we wanna check it at 10. So the thing sure lets you know when the timer's done, doesn't it? So we're gonna give this a 10-minute, don't touch the top. We're gonna give this a 10-minute slow release. That's part of the cooking time. Even though it's not under the constant pressure, it's just, I don't know how it works, I guess. It's science. Okay, we're boiling now. So we're gonna toss in these little bird's nests of Capitelli angel hair, and the water loses its boil. We cover the pot with a lid, and we wait just long enough for it to come back up to a boil. Then we're gonna uncover this, cook it for 6 minutes. It's very steamy, so I can't really see through the lid to see if it's returned to a boil or not. I have to trust my ears. Oh yeah. Give it a stir so it doesn't overflow. And we want to break up those little bird's nests too. Ow, fuck, hot steam, jeez Louise. Ow, here we go. Maybe a slightly longer implement than tongs. As this pasta cooks and our asparagus finishes up, we have now hit 10 minutes on the pressure cooker. So we're going to give this a, and let the steam out. And this steam is released. So we're going to remove the lid on the Instant Pot, carefully so as to not, sear our flesh with steam. And we're gonna pull out these chicken breasts, just set them on the plate right here. Let them rest. Oh, they look nice. They smell great. And now we're gonna add our spinach, all of it, and our sun-dried tomatoes, all of those. Bring that back up to a simmer. Stir everything around. While we wait for that to happen, let's check our pasta. I'm gonna call that done. Boy, things are happening fast. I'm gonna pull this and strain it. Now I've added that back to the pot and I'm keeping it off the heat. And I'm going to toss in about a tablespoon of butter and some of this parmesan. And give that a stir. Now we're simmering over here in our Instant Pot, so now it's time to add our heavy cream. Because we're making a sauce. We'll give that another quick stir. And now we're gonna take our cornstarch, put that in a bowl, add about a 1/4 cup of cold water, and we're gonna whisk this up. We just wanna make something, we're gonna whisk this up, we just wanna make something we can, good Lord, everything's happening. Hold on, okay. I'll explain what this is in a second. But in the meantime, shut up. Our asparagus is done. What the fuck, no! Oh my God. Off. The asparagus looks beautiful, see? So we're gonna put it here. This is fine, this is fucking boiling, so we're gonna turn the heat off on that, mix it around a little bit, and we're gonna make sure this thickening agent is whisked well, and it is. And we're just gonna add a little bit at a time, like no more than that at a time. That might have been too much at a time. Stir it around, don't be afraid to cook it down, add some Parmesan, all of it, fuck it. I know. Hey, I figured out how to turn it off. And we can use a little more of this stuff. So all we're doing now is we're just making this the consistency that we want for the sauce. And I think it's there. I'm gonna take these chicken breasts and I'm just gonna put them back in and stir them around to get them nicely coated in that stuff. Like that. Get them all in there. That's real pretty. Oh boy. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Time to plate. We take a reasonable amount of angel hair. Get that on our plate here. We're gonna take some asparagus, position them happily on the side here. And now we'll take one of our chicken breasts and I choose you. And that can go right there. And we'll get some of that sauce. Oh yeah. And spoon that over the top. Okay. Okay, there we go, guys. What do you say? Looks pretty good, huh? I think so. That's a meal. All right, time to eat. Well, guys, that's another episode in the books. It did turn into a bit of a shit show there at the end, and I apologize for that, but everything was happening at once, and I'm still not great with that. Maybe by this time next year, I'll finally have some idea what I'm doing. The meal was good. It's a nice recipe. That asparagus was delicious. The sauce on the chicken was badass. I would say if you were going to make this at home, maybe cook the chicken for a minute less. Because while I wouldn't call it dry, it was definitely a little bit beyond the point where I think chicken is best for like maximum juiciness and flavor. I'm a little surprised that happened because generally things don't dry out in a pressure cooker, but you know, chicken is temperamental. Give it a try if you want, but if you're gonna do 3 chicken breasts the size that I did, don't go a full 4-minute high pressure cook time and then a 10-minute slow release. Reduce the time on one side of that or the other, and you'll probably have better results than I did. So as always, if you found this video inspiring or entertaining, please give it a like. And if you want to see more content from me, subscribe to my channel. We'll catch you next time.